Welcome to the May session of the Peace and Security Council, where Sierra Leone is the chair of the Peace and Security Council for May 2025. It is an honor as well as a huge responsibility for us as a country to be heading this important session of our continental peace structure. We have a number of activities lined up that we wish to discuss, and one is food insecurity as a driver for insecurity on our continent. I will just briefly digress and talk about why we see food as a very important factor in terms of security on our continent, because we have a good number of our other countries on the continent that are food insecure. We have a lot of conflicts that is ongoing. We have an issue of desertification as a direct result of the climate change. That is why we need to discuss this in greater detail with a view to finding solutions so that we begin to address food insecurity on our continent. So that is very important to us. Wherever there is food insecurity, there is always the possibility for conflict. And in addressing conflict situations, you have to look at all the threat multipliers, and that is one of them. We also think that as a peace and security organ, we need to work closely with other regional bodies, and that is why we have a program lined up for us to discuss with ECOWAS in terms of exchange of ideas, and where we think there are things which we need to learn from ECOWAS and vice versa, so that together we'll try to go forward in terms of addressing the security needs of our continent. That is very important to us. We have a field trip, which in the context of Sierra Leone is very important because we see the need to visit Guinea as a way of encouraging our sister republic. I sit here as a chair of the peace and security of the continent, but at the same time, I'm mindful of the fact that if we have a democratic Guinea next door to us, then together we will deepen democratic culture. And in that sense, within the Mano River sub-region, then we would have been moving together as countries that are now firmly entrenched in democracy. Then also because as a continent, we now have this complete intolerance of the unconstitutional seizure of power. So it follows, therefore, anywhere where there is a government that has not come to power through the choice of the people, Africa as a continent must encourage those countries along the path to democratic governance. Talking briefly again about security needs, the Gulf of Guinea has been known to have a problem with piracy and things like that. And so as a continent, we need to address that. We have the issue in the east of the Horn of Africa in Somalia and also in the Gulf of Guinea. So we need to discuss those to find a way so that we can look at building the sort of security architecture that we address those threats, where you're not just looking at weapons alone in terms of these problems in Gulf. You also have to look at drug transshipment. We do not want any of the countries within our continent to be seen as a narco state. That will bring a very bad stain on our continent. So the Sierra Leone chairship of this session of May has issues that are going to focus on security, whether in terms of food and in terms of addressing the piracy in our sub-region. As far as possible, we'll continue to work with other countries in order to find solutions to continue to bring peace and discourage violence on this continent. The issue here is to make sure that the guns fall silent on this continent. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to the cooperation of all and sundry so as to make the chairship of Sierra Leone a successful one. Thank you very much.